Hi everybody, welcome to Eileen's Craft Nook. So today we're doing another coaster in an attempt to do a bloom. Now you're going to notice that the sound changes a bit in a couple minutes. I didn't realize when I first started recording this that the sound wasn't recording, so I'm doing a voiceover for the first bit, and then and then you'll hear me kick in live. So I filled this coaster about 3/4 full. We do need to keep in mind that we're adding the alcohol inks and we're going to be adding in our white, which we'll finish filling it up. The alcohol inks I'm using today are a light blue, a blue, and a pink. So we're going to start with our blue. We want to make sure it's shaken up really well. Always give those alcohol inks a shake before you start. And then we're just going to add the dark blue around the outside edge. I'm just going to make sure I don't have any hairs in my resin. And then we'll get putting it around the edge. I always find it interesting how alcohol inks shift and flow and move once they hit the resin. All right, and the next color will be the light blue. Because the color can settle to the bottom. So I'm going to give that, let's go around and edge the darker blue that we just put in there. Okay, and then we're going to go with our pink in the middle. Give it a good shake. You guys see that well enough? Just the light a little bit. There we go. All right. Look at those. Look at that light blue moving. Okay, we'll go in with our pink, which will give us that. Of course, red and blue give us purple. Pink and blue will do the same. It's my favorite part, just watching that color move around. Okay, a little more dark, not a whole lot. Find the blue really does, this blue really takes over, or it has in the last couples, or the last what I did with this color. All right. Oop. Look at it moving in, like a storm moving in to take over. All right, we'll go with a little bit of the light blue. And it's eating up our pink. Okay, and then some pink in the middle. Boop. All right, now we're going to pour some of our clear into a little cup so that I have more control over the pour. And I'm not, I just spilled that. Darn it. Let me just clean that up. And I'm going to use my casting craft. I'm not putting a lot in here because I don't want to overpower it. So 2 drops, 1, 2. Okay. We're going to give that a stir with my stick here. And we don't want it to be, this is heavy, so this is going to sink and cause that 3D effect. So we're just going to stir it up well so it's all mixed in. All right. And then we're going to, in a circular motion, go ahead and we're going to start at the outside and just go in a circular motion around. Now we don't want any of those blobs that we got last time, so I'm trying to keep it smooth and steady. Okay, and we're going to go in a little bit more. Start, we don't want the blobs. Smooth and steady. All right, there we go. So now I just want to, I see a hair. Let's get that out. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we are going to take a little bit of our clear. I'm going to put that into a cup like we did the white. Not a whole lot. And we're going to just wiggle that around. There we go. Okay. And I'm going to take my little sticky thing and I'm going to come from the outside in, and I'm going to wipe this off. I'm not touching the bottom at all, or doing my best not to touch the bottom. And I'm wiping off my stick with each pull through. Okay. And I'm going to take these and just come out. So, and what I'm doing different is I'm going to try for a flower petal. I think before, sorry, my hands in everybody's road. Before, I think I was doing like a hybrid of trying to get the dragon effect, trying to get the flower effect, and it just wasn't working out. So, all right, I'm going to leave that as is, hopefully, and just going to give that a little bit of a lighter to get out the bubbles. And I'll probably come back in a bit to, I'll do a little swirl in the center, but I'm going to let this sit for a minute before I actually do that. So, but don't go away yet, guys. I have something else for you. So don't run away yet. Now I knew I was going to have resin left over just based on the last couple times I've used this mold. So prepared a couple of other things to try out. I'm going to move this out of the way. There we go. And I'm just going to bring this back over. I'm going to pour my clear back into the bigger cup. And I'm going to add some black. See it here. Some black pigment powder. This is from Recollections. I got this at Michael's. Using a coupon, of course. So I'm just going to add not a whole lot into my cup. Okay. We're going to mix that up. Now, I have two things I can pour it into. I'm not going to have enough for both. I thought I might, but I'm not going to because I probably could have did less weight. I have the sunflower, which I've prepared by putting some brown and black micas with the yellow and gold around the edge. And I have this cute, oh, I love this little wolf. And I colored in with the micas as well. So, I think the wolf is going to win. Now, I'm hoping it turns out like this bear, which I did in the past. It's the same thing. I just poured it with, or I just colored the mold with the micas. And then I top coated it when it was all done. So let me just get this black mixed up into this remaining clear resin. It's always a good idea when you are preparing to pour just to have something ready, whether it's little pendants, something usually probably small unless you have a habit of really mixing up too much resin. But you may not need it, but you don't want any of this to go to waste. Okay, so let's pour this into our, let me see how I can do this so I'm not blocking you guys. Let's go ahead and pour this into our wolf. Take our time, let it pour. And we'll take a little tool and I'm just going to lightly, I don't want to disturb the micas, but I'm just going to run it along the edge. Try to pull out any bubbles that may have stuck. Okay. I'm going to add a little bit more to that to finish filling it up. That looks good. All right. Now I don't have enough for my flower, but I could get a start on it and then finish it. Let me center you up. There we go. I could get a start on it. Let's do that. Just to use up the rest of this resin. I don't want it to go to waste. Actually, it may not be quite enough, but it may be close. Wouldn't that be nice? So where's everybody from? Let me know in the comments. Where we are, we're experiencing spring. I am in Ontario, Canada, we do have all 4 seasons, and spring is fall is my favorite, but spring would probably late spring would probably be number 2 once it's not that cold rain. We are getting ready. We have seeds planted to put out in our garden this summer. So those are all starting to come up, vegetable seeds. Look at that, I actually had enough. That was perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. I love it when it works out. My goodness. So things like tomatoes and cucumbers, snap peas. I love green beans and yellow beans, and they're so hardy to grow. And up in our climate up here in the north, and with the price of groceries these days, it's worthwhile putting a little effort. It's very rewarding too. I don't think I'll put any more in there. I don't want to overflow it. Okay. Let me just check for bubbles in this little guy. Oh. They should be pretty cute when they come out. Just playing around with micas and these inexpensive molds to create something pretty. All right. And I'm just going to give those a quick little debubble. And then I am going to set everything aside to cure for the night. And then we'll be back tomorrow to demold. All right. I'll see you guys soon. Bye. Hello. All right, we're back. Everything's cured. So let's take a look at a couple of these extra items that we poured with our additional resin yesterday. This was the sunflower. I'm a little disappointed in this one. It's funny that yellow I put on the leaves didn't really show through. The brown and the gold took over. So it's all one color, but it actually kind of looks like a sun. It looks like a sun rather than a sunflower. See that? That's fine. And the other thing we did was the wolf that had the mica powders. Now that I like. That turned out nice. I'm going to top coat this. That's why I have my gloves on. I'm going to top coat this with UV resin because right now it's dull and I want it to be shiny like the other side. So I'm going to top coat this and put the UV light on it. And while that's curing, we'll take a look at our coaster that we did. So let's go ahead and I'm just going to put the UV resin on this. I want to be careful that it doesn't overflow to the sides. I'm actually going to get my mat out here and I'm just going to carefully put the top coat on. And as you can see, look at the difference, how those micas, it makes such a big difference. Those micas just come alive once you put the resin over top. You go from this dull to this shiny, and it's just makes such a huge difference. I want to be careful not to get the UV in that little keychain hole. I'm going to put these on and then I'm just going to spread it out a bit. Yeah, look at those greens. They just come alive. I want to be very careful not to want to dome it, but I don't want to go over the edge. So I'm just taking my time. I'm not even squeezing the bottle. I'm just letting it come out on its own. And I'm just kind of guiding it to the edge. All right, I think that's, oh, got a little bit to do over here. I don't like having to do more than one coat. It doesn't come out as nice, I find. So I try to get everything in this first coat. All right, and I'm using the J. Diction UV resin. Okay, just going to give that a quick little lighter just to, in case there's any bubbles. I see one spot here. There we go. Let me just turn it in the light so it's easier for me to see if I missed anything. A little bit there. A little on the edge here. The tip of his nose. Okay. I do see a couple of bubbles. So I'm just going to come back in. See if I can get those out. Okay, I see something here. Maybe it's not a bubble. Okay, that took care of it. Okay, so I'm going to put this under the UV light for probably about 3 minutes. So I'm just going to put that under the UV light, get it going. Let's just push that aside for now. And let's take a look at our petal pour. Okay, guys. I do like the blue and pink combination. So let's go ahead and take a look. I have to admit, my son is very interested in resin, and he came down, and when I came down and took a look, these were all out. He had already taken them out of the mold, so I have seen this. This is not going to be a surprise. I usually try to make it a surprise. I want to see it at the same time you guys do, but yeah, he was anxious to see what it looked like. All right, so here we go. You know what? I like it. For my first time doing this technique, there's one blob here, and there's a small one there, and it doesn't really look like a flower, but it is very pretty. Sorry about that. Somebody came in the office. Look at the pinks. The pink actually really kept its color. I thought it would go purple, but that pink kept its color nice with the blues surrounding it. Yeah, I am happy with this, guys. So, and it has the clear edges. It's a little bit see-through. See-through. Well, let me know in the comments what you think of my first petal. I like it. I love the colors. I like how the pink maintained its pink and didn't get muddled in with the blue. All right, let's take a look at our wolf, which is done. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So what do you think, guys? See if I can get a little bit of light on there for you. Yeah. See how what a difference it makes to put that coat on? It just brings those mica colors alive. Oh, once again, sorry, my family's in and out today. I should do these at a time when they're not home. But as you can see, the micas pop with that top coat on there. This is nice. This is a nice mold to play with. Okay, guys. Well, that's it for today. If you haven't already, if you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and hit the like button. Please subscribe. That way I'll be in your subscribe list and you can see whenever I post new videos. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care, everyone.